To the CloudSapio Cybersecurity Sync Podcast. I am joined today by Miguel Zepeda. Hi, Miguel. Thank you for joining us today on the podcast.
Hey, Matt. Really appreciate the invite. Happy to be here.
It's awesome to have you. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about what Complify is. Can you give us a little bit of a broad overview of what Complify is and what you guys do?
Absolutely. Complify is the next generation compliance platform for fintechs and community banks. What we want to do is to offer, especially these smaller financial institutions, an ability to orchestrate the compliance function using a software platform.
Okay, that's great. That's awesome. And so far, have you guys received feedback, and have you already started working this in the industry?
Absolutely. So my background, I've been doing fintech for 15 years. So I started before it was even called fintech. It was called electronic payments or electronic wallets. So my experience, the front end of the fintech companies is fantastic, works well, but the back end is very manual. All these processes in terms of like fraud, compliance, and customer service require a lot of like manual interaction and manual work. So that's why I decided to build tools for the fintechs and the community banks, so that they can eliminate all this manual work.
That's fantastic. And how long has Complify been around?
We just started last year, so we're incubated at Antler in Singapore, of all places. We launched with a couple of our pilot customers there, and then this year we have been concentrated on like launching our US offer and working with the US based fintechs and community banks.
Awesome, fantastic. And it looks like you guys offer some AI features within your application. Can you dive a little bit into what AI that you guys are currently offering?
Absolutely. So while we were going through the incubation process, we thought about how we can leverage the AI LLM capabilities within the compliance function. You know, there's always a lot of hype on AI is coming, but the use cases weren't clear, at least for me at the time, until we sat down with my co-founders and really went to the first principles of compliance and developed some really neat use cases for a compliance officer to use an LLM and start writing the narratives that they need to do to comply with. For example, one of the requirements is suspicious activity reports. So each time you as a compliance officer see something that's suspicious, you need to report it to the financial authorities. So this requires the creation of a report and the creation of a narrative.
Gotcha. Okay. So just to shift here a little bit, I know we're talking about financial compliance here, but in terms of the clientele that you're probably working with, more asset management firms, banks, that type of you're in that type of space. What type of security compliance are you guys currently have in place, or what kind of security compliance are you looking to have in place?
Yes. So SOC compliance is pretty much like the standard for all the financial industry. I mean, you have to have your like latest audit ready to be able to interact with any financial institution and any fintech. If we go a little bit more like deeper into financial institutions, we have to do also PCI compliant. So just to make sure we handle all the financial information from our clients in a way that's secure, particularly the payment credentials that they use.
Sure. No, that makes sense. And do you guys currently hold those certifications, or are you still in the process of getting
We're
those?
still in the process of getting those two, SOC compliant and PCI compliant.
Fantastic. That's awesome. And just a quick plug here, CloudSapio can help you get SOC 2 compliant as well as PCI compliant in as little as 3 months to 6 months, depending on the workload and what needs to be needs to occur. So Miguel, I want to switch here just a little bit, and I want to just talk a little bit about your background. How did you get into this space, and what can you tell us a little bit about your career background and how you kind of got here?
Sure. So when I started doing fintech, I was given the task to not spend 2 years building a platform. So I found technology partner that allowed me to start providing banking services without having to build a platform myself. Now that created a couple of challenges, right? Because as we said, so we need to become like PCI compliant and SOC compliant. So we had to do that, although we were not the technology partner. And also, the other thing that obviously, as you provide more services, you need now to be mindful of the financial regulation. So we were always working towards having a very small team that can provide these services. So we launched one of the first digital banks in the US under the name of Brinks Money. So it was sponsored by this really old company, Brinks. But we used their brand name to create a banking offer that went really well. So we started with like no customers, then we went to 1,000 customers, then to 10,000, 100,000,
Wow.
and we left it at 500,000 customers with 4 billion in yearly deposits. At that point, I thought my work was done there, so I jumped into the next opportunity, which is called embedded finance, where you have a software that has a banking component to it. This was with a company by the name of Payactive. Same thing, but so we doubled the size of the business in a couple of years. And my last one is we started finding ways to provide banking services to underserved communities, especially immigrants in the US, by being able to open bank accounts without the social security number, just with tax IDs. So all my experience doing all these different banks, as I said, the front end was fantastic. The back end, fraud, compliance, customer service, where we needed a lot of help.
It sounds like you've had a lot of experience in just pretty much every aspect of the industry, every different area that you could be in.
Yeah, absolutely. So that helps with the product definition that we have now at Complify, right? Because I can relate to my years like managing all these banking operations and just trying to make sure that clients were like flowing through the system. And when we had either like fraud attempts or compliance gaps, we were quickly working on closing those problems. But as I said, most of these require us hiring more people, having large teams, which is not sustainable. Right? At one point you need to find a way to automate, find technology partners that will help you kind of like close these gaps without having you to go through a process of increasing your full-time employees.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Completely agree. Miguel, do you have any words of wisdom or knowledge for anybody that is currently in this space, looking to get into this space? Any obstacles that they could possibly avoid when they're starting off? Given your knowledge and your experience, anything that you could advise, I'm sure that the audience would appreciate.
Yes. So it's the common knowledge is you have to find product market fit, but that's an incomplete view of the market. Right? What you need to find is product, channel, consumer fit. So obviously, most of us are in the digital electronic channel, so we just think that if we're going to sell something, we're just going to set up a website and a landing page, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, there are like many other channels that you can use to promote your product. So you can have a partner, right? That's let's say an accounting firm, and they help you sell the product. Or you can find another partner that's a payroll company, right? I mean, so large organizations that that can like help you push the product out. So this you just need to be mindful of what channel are you going to be using for your product, so you can service your the desired client base, right? And that takes this is what they call uh, a three-body system, right? Where you have to find the equilibrium between the channel that you're using, the product feature functionality and configuration that you have chosen, and then the available client base that you have because of this.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it sounds like, if you have that market research, then you're able to attack the industry so much more efficiently with your product, your offerings, the need that you're filling, and so forth.
Absolutely, and the channel, right? I mean, if turns out that your product is better, the best distribution is through partners. You need to set up a really good partner channel with really good ways and processes to serve a partner, right? So you can do this uh, type of like B to B to C sale, right? Like that, like that three-party sale, as opposed to the typical B2B or B2C.
Sure. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Miguel, before we close here, do you have any events that are coming up for Complify, or any new things that are coming out for Complify that you want the audience to know about?
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to go and work with the IPC, which is the Innovative Payments Association, and we're going to present our new products there. So if you go to our website, we have a list of coming up shows. We also have a LinkedIn page, so just go there, and then we'll be posting updates on our products and our trade show participations.
Perfect. And if anybody wants to get in touch, is the best way to contact you through LinkedIn, or do they go through the
LinkedIn,
website?
yes.
LinkedIn? Perfect. Fantastic. Well, Miguel, we really appreciate you coming on the podcast today. Thank you very much. And everybody, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Cybersecurity Sync from CloudSapio, helping you achieve your cybersecurity needs and helping you become compliant. We'll see you all next time. Thank you.